Welcome everybody to the Yeshiva Toras Chaim annual tribute dinner. It's very meaningful and special to us that you made the trip despite the rain and the nasty weather. It's very nice and heartwarming that you show your support even under less than ideal conditions. I would like to begin by making some thank yous. The committee who gave their time and effort to make phone calls on behalf of the honorees, on behalf of the alumni, thank you very much. Nissen Ringel for all of his help with the extras to make this event as beautiful as it is. A special thank you to Ms. Esti Schoenfeld for single-handedly and tirelessly running all the facets of the dinner from the alumni office. And of course, to Rabbi Chesky Schoenfeld, our alumni coordinator, for putting up with everybody and accomplishing a very difficult task. And finally, Achron Chaviv, all the alumni and guests who gave of their time and their resources to help the yeshiva. Your support is very meaningful, and it's truly a testament to Kavod Torah. It is my kavod to ask the Rosh Yeshiva, Moreinu Rabbi Yitzchak, to address the Olam with Divrei Bracha.
Good evening, everyone. Ruchim Aboyim, B'Shem Hashem. I want to welcome each and every one of you here tonight to the Yeshiva Toras Chaim's annual New York Tribute Dinner. Baruch Hashem, you have made possible through this support and involvement half a century of Torah Chinuch you've made possible, and your devotion and dedication is a personal asset which is unquantifiable. I thank you, Me'umke Libi. My foremost appreciation to the Rabbonim and Rosh Yeshiva who have lend dignity and honor to this occasion by their attendance. It is with deep sadness that we dedicate this evening's dinner to a most beloved Talmud, Reb Yudi Harbeder Zechrona Livrocha, a Ben Torah par excellence. Reb Yudi remained connected and devoted to the yeshiva, entrusting the yeshiva with his sons and son-in-law as Talmidim and championing the yeshiva's cause in promoting and assisting to make successful our various events. What is it special? Why are we here tonight? We are here to show our Koras HaTov and pay tribute to the many people in this audience, our esteemed honorees, our remarkable Rebbeim, the Hanhola of the Yeshiva, our beloved alumni, and dear and devoted friends from far and near. And tonight, we celebrate the partnership with those leaders whose close devotion to Yeshiva and support for its ideals have resulted in the financial foundation of its success. When a formidable team, a koyach otzum, we become, when united with the purpose of chinuch and harbotzas haTorah. The most appropriate form of expression of gratitude is kotointi mikol hachasodim umikol ha'emes asher osiso es avdecho. I am humbled and don't necessarily deserve all the chesed and all the emes that you've done for me. The bracha of the Yeshiva family, to you, our friends, our over 1,100 alumni and former Talmidim, in our wonderful group of current Talmidim, as well as the Rebbeim and staff, and Hanhola. I'm mispalel, and I daven for the continued bracha v'atzlocha of all of you. Mostly, I am grateful for the fulfillment of Hashem's bris, the bris of Shalei Tomush Teiro Hazeh Mipizaracho Mimizera Zaracho Shabizarche, that children and grandchildren are Isaac B'Torah and are being mamshich the Shalshelas HaTorah to the next Doros, the next generations, that the Torah should never be forgotten, from my mouth and the mouth of my children. As the Mishnah says, Talmidim Kruyim Bonim, and from all of the Talmidim who learned by us. Once Talmidim are referred to as Bonim, as children. Our Rebbe, the Rosh Yeshiva, Rabbi Kotler Zatzal, remarked that the function of a yeshiva is lamoid es ha'edo l'shorsam, to serve Hashem as community representatives, to take care of the community, ambassadors to the glory of Torah and the Kavod Hashem. My tefillah is for each and every one of our Talmidim Kibonim, our children, to continue to be Mishorsei Kodesh, those who serve the holy endeavors of Harbosas Torah, the royal Messiah to which they are heirs, and hopefully will continue in this Avodas HaKodesh. Thank you so much again, Mayum Kedolibi, for being here, being mishtatif with us, and supporting the yeshiva, and in making possible our efforts of Harbotzas Torah. Have a good evening, and kol tov, bracha v'atzlocha to everyone.
Working in tandem, the Rosh HaYeshiva, Rav Yisrael Meir Kagan and Rav Yitzchak Wasserman Shlita have been developing, refining, and directing Yeshiva Toras Chaim for over 50 years. Through their Mesiras Nefesh, dedication, and concern, they have maintained their close friendship and partnership, and together they have made the yeshiva a true Makom Torah.
When we opened up the yeshiva in Philadelphia, a little later, they started to open up yeshivas in other communities. There was a decision that you're going to make a kollel in Denver. And they sent very capable people there. And they opened up a wonderful yeshiva. He served many, many Talmidim that went through there all the years. Rabbi Kagan and Rabbi Wasserman, It's a team. That they work together, and they were very matzliach.
At its inception, the Rosh HaYeshiva could only be confident of their vision, not knowing whether it would be a success. That vision included the essential qualities they sought in the Rebbeim they hired and Bachrim they accepted, as well as the development of the underlying goals of the yeshiva.
The feeling was that we would find Rebbeim who this would be their life.
Be dedicated to the boys. That was the first criterion. Now, obviously, they have to know how to learn and what to give over. But the first criterion is you should be dedicated to what they're doing. Shouldn't just be a job.
The primary goal was to mold Bachrim into B'nai Torah and Balei Achrayus with outstanding midos, who would be successful pillars of their communities in whichever vocation they sought.
The word B'nai Torah means that this is their life, a life of Torah. B'nai doesn't mean only sons of, it means
Possessors
this
of.
is their existence, this is what they're about. And we wanted them to look forward and hope and aspire to become these B'nai Torah.
Over the last half-century, the Yeshiva Hanhala boasted numerous outstanding Rebbeim, many of whom utilized their Denver experience as a springboard for successful leadership positions in prestigious moistes around the world. A shared virtue of every YTC Rebbe, past and present, is the exuded warmth and sincere care exhibited for each and every Bacher. The role of the YTC Rebbe remains today as it was originally, to attend to the development of learning, ruchniistic and emotional growth, and to support and guide each Bacher in any struggle he may encounter.
All the Rebbeim are there for the Bachrim. They're there 25 hours in a day.
In ninth grade, it's not so easy for the boys to sit a full day straight. So what we do is we have a break to go to the Beis Medrash to learn a little bit for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. We have a break during Shir at 11 o'clock for about 15 minutes. We do halacha at the end of first Seder for about 20 minutes. And this way the day's broken up that they learn about 40 minutes, 20 minutes at a time, different things.
Every transition brings with it challenge. We miss the individuals who have shaped the yeshiva, who contributed every fiber of their being to the welfare of the Talmidim, such as Rabbi Feldheim and Rabbi Polter. It is their hadracha which remains the model of the yeshiva's ideals.
And so we've taken this opportunity that we've been given with all the transition and the change to take what we had, which was already great, and run with it and make it even greater and go even farther to fulfill the mission that the Rosh Yeshiva had over 50 years ago.
When looking for new Rabbeim over the last couple of years, we very much went along with what the Rosh Yeshiva had looked for over the years when they started the yeshiva and throughout the years. And that was looking for high caliber Rabbeim that were going to be warm and ibergegeb and totally given to each and every Bacher. And having the right Rebbe, having the right role model, the perfect fit is so crucial for the Hatzlacha and the growth of the yeshiva.
We've really put together an amazing Hanhala that together we work in cohesiveness that are really trying to bring out the qualities and the milas in each and every Bacher. And it's tremendous Akarsa Tov to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Siyata D'Shmai that has given us this year. As we're moving forward, we're happy to see that others have recognized and realized some of the great changes that are happening here by the enrollment that we're looking forward and anticipating for next year.
While one can never replicate the contributions of individuals, the Hanhala moved forward with renewed vigor and focus on the future. With the guidance of the Roshei HaYeshiva, together with their sons, Reb Aaron Yisrael Wasserman and Reb Aaron Baruch Kagan, Yeshiva Toras Chaim has filled many pivotal roles with high qualified, energetic, and wholeheartedly devoted new Rabbeim who already do and will continue, Bezos Hashem, to lead the yeshiva forward for many generations to come.
And it's an opportunity and a privilege for me to be able to stand here with the Rosh Yeshiva every single day, together with Rabbi Aaron Baruch, to carry their legacy and to carry their mission forward. At the same time, while they're able to watch us and guide us every single day.
And Baruch Hashem, they give us the vision and they give us their input, and then we run with it and make it happen.
As with any enterprise, particularly a moisid chinuch, A full awareness of the clientele being serviced is necessary to its success and, most importantly, to that of the Talmud.
The yeshiva, as always, is looking for young bachrim who are motivated, they want to steig, they want to grow. There's someone who wants to get a kasher to a Rebbe, who wants to get a kasher to the gedolim that our Rosh Yeshiva are. The yeshiva has been taking in bachrim for over 50 years from a very broad cross-section of Klal Yisrael, the entire Midwest, and we've been bringing them in and taking raw 8th graders and turning them into Palish B'nai Torah, B'nai Bali Midos, B'nai Aliyah, and bachrim who really want to move on and make a difference.
The many challenges the Bachrim face has changed dramatically in the last 50 years. YTC has made many critical changes to ensure the wholesome growth of each Talmud, today and for his future. The new dormitory housing a dorm parent apartment allows adult on-site supervision and guidance 24 hours a day, creating a home-like atmosphere and sheltering the Bachrim from the multitude of distractions outside the walls of the yeshiva.
They had the foresight of putting in an apartment in there to have a dorm parent there at all times, that there's someone there that a parent knows if the child's not feeling well or something like that. The dorm parent is there and accessible and available to take them.
It was always my dream to actually come back and be part of the wonderful yeshiva that they have here in Denver. The yeshiva always dreamed of building a new dorm, and under the direction of Rabbi Aaron Yisrael Wasserman and with Rosh Yeshivas and Rabbi Baruch Kagan, the dream came true in a magnificent way. Each dorm room setup has a maximum of 4 bachrim. Every single bed comes with a dresser and a reading light. Here we have central heating, central air conditioning, which has become a huge bonus for the bachrim. As dorm parents, our job really consists of a 24-hour job in respect of making the dormitory a safe and healthy environment for the bachrim to strive and grow.
To address the growing necessity for the education of articulate and well-rounded B'nai Torah, the YTC Limudei Chol department has been restructured, as is now led by a beloved alumnus, Rabbi Avram Berkowitz, a Talmud Chacham and qualified and experienced educator.
The yeshiva's mission is to raise the next generation of Jewish leadership and to give them all the tools they need for whatever position of leadership they're going to be going to in the future, whether it's a rabbinical position, if it's a position in the corporate world, and to have all the tools they need taught to them in an environment with the proper hashkafas, with the proper guidance, and having everything really meshed together.
Additionally, currently 3 of the 4 secular studies teachers are B'nai Torah, so that the proper hashkafa is interwoven throughout the general studies curriculum. Although the faces of the yeshiva have changed, the Moisid's Torah mission is the same, to continue the unbroken chain of Torah Yiddishkeit and fill a niche for Bachrim who will thrive in a smaller, warm, out-of-town environment.
Like my family feels, Shimon is in Denver. He's at home. He's where he belongs. We consider very much that the Denver Yeshiva is a part of our family and our DNA. And to us, what the yeshivas gave over and embodied the yeshiva with, when Rabbi Gottman, Rabbi Feldheim, Rabbi Polter, when all these Rabbeim were there, and now with the new Rabbeim that are there, it's all coming from the yeshiva's teachings and from the yeshiva's mahalach on what Bachrim need.
So I believe the yeshiva still has the same hashkafa, the same drive, the same desires to help Bachrim, and I feel it very much with my son there, that they are so focused on him, his individual growth. They're looking to the whole yeshiva with the chazara, the learning the mesechta, the learning in the morning the halacha, the English program. The yeshiva is terrific. I'm just very tzufried. I'm so happy that my son is there.
The unique features YTC offers remain consistent. To mold a young mevakesh, tapping into his raw talents and bringing them to fruition remains one of the yeshiva's proudest accomplishments, which the Rosh Yeshiva and each member of the Hanhola take pride in.
where we can take a bacher that comes in 9th grade, a young bacher, impressionable bacher, and we can turn him, and Yeshiva, with the amazing staff that we have, we're able to mold that boy into being a true Oved Hashem, being a Mavakish, wants to do it on his own, to do it because he's proud, and the pride of being a Ben Torah and bringing a Yeshiva bacher. That's something that I'm really excited about moving forward.
50 years ago, a tiny seed was planted with great dedication and hope, with the goal of achieving great things. That seed flourished into a blossoming tree with over 1,100 alumni and hundreds of B'nai Torah. A tree whose welcoming shade embraces those inside and outside the yeshiva. A vibrant tree whose roots extend to lend stability to the Denver community and whose effect is felt all over the world. It is a tree of life to all who cling to it, support it, and bask in its protective shield. We welcome your support and invite you to celebrate with us as Yeshiva Toras Chaim moves into its next half century.
I had the zchus to be a good friend of the Yehudis. We went to yeshiva together. He taught me how to roll cigarettes. We had very geschmack at times. We were roommates, classmates. Yudi was a special person. He was both very stark, but at the same time extremely easy to get along with. He was a friend, a real friend. And if I had to say, there was one thing that I would define of Yehuda, it was that he was real. Everything about him was real. That was a friend that will be sorely missed by us, by the yeshiva, by the alumni, and by all the clients.
He's someone who the Rosh Yeshiva and the Yeshiva are proud to call a Talmud. We all put all our kaikas into our families and our children, but Yidi Befrat, he put unbelievable kaikas into his family, into his children, and I used to really, not makana, but I used to really admire that about him, how he had the ability to do that in the kaiches. Last few years, we're in the same line of business, yeshiva administration. I used to call him for eitzes, and what I always enjoyed about the conversation, besides the conversation itself, was after the conversation, when we hung up, I always had a smile on my face. In his cynical and funny way, he just got to the point, and always in a positive way. It always came out positive at the end, but it was just always really enjoyable to speak to him. He had a certain glattkeit, a certain straight mind, how to handle things, and I always had a smile on my face when I finished the phone call. So he should be a Melitz Yosha to his mishpacha, to his rebbeim, and friends from yeshiva, and to all the Klal Yisrael.
I feel like it's appropriate that my parents are being honored this year in Yeshiva's dinner, not only for what they do for Yeshiva, but also for what they did for the Dallas community and what they do for me to support me being in Yeshiva. Dallas community. My father came in they brought him in as the help start off the Kyle. After a couple years, he moved to business and opened up a branch of Madison Title in Dallas. And not only did he hire people that he thought would be best for the job, but he also hired all the Kyle Jungerman that needed jobs and brought them in and spent extra time teaching them about the business, because he doesn't only care about he doesn't only think about himself. He first thinks about the community, and then second he thinks about himself.
When Shmuel saw a need, he stepped up to the plate and became president of the shul, which is not an easy task, dealing with all kinds of people, dealing with all kinds of issues. But there's no task that's too big or too small for Shmuel to take on.
Avrami's been in yeshiva since 9th grade. He's graduating this year in June. My wife and I were looking for a small out-of-town yeshiva that gave individual focused attention to all the students. Most importantly, we were looking for a manal that's been doing it for many years and really has seen the gamut of all Talmidim. So I feel that over the years, Avrami's been very close to all of his Rabbeim, and certainly I've had the opportunity to go down and meet with the Rabbeim over time. And I can say in the last couple of years, as Rabbi Zeinenfeld got more and more involved, it was always something that Avrami looked forward to, even starting in 9th grade. I can't wait to be in Rabbi Zeinenfeld's year. And now that Rabbi Zeinenfeld is the Manal, certainly had a great opportunity to learn from someone like Rabbi Feldheim and really bring his own flavor and charisma to the yeshiva. And I've just seen over the last 4 years, starting from when Avrami went, how he was growing and the yeshiva was growing. And Baruch Hashem, it's in a place right now that continues to grow and continues to flourish, where other parents are really considering sending to Denver from Dallas. We're sending our second son now, graduating 8th grade, we're sending him to Denver next year because we feel, again, it's a smaller yeshiva, it's in an out-of-town city. There's a certain level and a certain seriousness and a certain commitment that the boys feel very, very much proud to be part of something.
Couldn't be a more appropriate person for the Heilige Yeshiva in Denver to choose to honor a person who's truly building Torah in America, who's really a role model for so many people. And I wish tremendous atzlacha to Toras Chaim of Denver. The Rosh Yeshiva should have arichas yamim and gesund and continue the incredible things that they've done to shine the Torah of Denver throughout America.
Thank you so much for all you guys do for us, and I hope we can make you proud for years to come.
Reb Shmuel Hershkowitz, please come up to receive your award.
It's not me. Over there more. One more thing. Get the picture in there.
My parents are Holocaust survivors. They came after the war and settled in Denver. I was born in Denver, grew up in Denver, went to day school, and Baruch Hashem then went to Yeshiva Toras Chaim. I was in yeshiva for close to 6 years, and then I moved to Australia. The most important thing I think that I learned, in Denver, and I learned, especially from Rabbi Yitzchak, was to be open and honest and warm. Rabbi Yitzchak was always, kind and warm and outgoing and friendly. And there's this story that I wanted to say is when I think I was in my 11th grade, and my father was having triple bypass surgery. And I was at the hospital, and he'd gone into surgery, and I went down into the waiting room, And Rabbi Wasserman comes in, and he wanted to know how my father was, and like I was, so touched. And he sat down and stayed with me, and he waited with me for hours till the doctor came and told me, Baruch Hashem, everything was all right, and he left. And that just was Rabbi Wasserman. He was there from the time you came into yeshiva as a young bocher till the time you left. He was there, he held your hand, and basically guided you. It wasn't just the years you spent in yeshiva. It continued throughout your life. And like I say, Baruch Hashem, we've had a relationship that goes over 35 years. But Denver, my trip to Denver is solely to spend time and to see the Rosh Yeshiva. I have no family or friends in Denver, and it's solely to visit the Rosh Yeshiva and in a small way to say thank you. It's a small way of saying thank you and showing the appreciation and keeping that connection, that beautiful connection with them.
We feel like Nachman is like a son. He calls us to personally invite us to all of his simchas, of which we always try to attend. He even brought me together with my wife to Australia for his son's bar mitzvah. Nachman has become a model Talmud Ne'eman, providing us with immense nachas. He embodies the mission of our yeshiva, living as an erlecha ben Torah, sincere ben Torah, leading his family and contributing to his community. And in these ways, he serves as an ambassador of Torah. In addition, he supports the yeshiva, being Noseo. He shares in carrying the burden, showing Hakoras Hatov, appreciation, and true care and concern for his alma mater. Nachman is the most worthy and deserving recipient of the International Keser Shem Tov Award.
Rav Nachman Kleiman, please come up to receive your award.
Move over a little bit. Move the picture over.
Are you going to leave it with the kids and
Yes, yes.
I was looking for a place, some Rabbeim with some warmth, where we could build a kesher with the Rabbeim and the other guys in the yeshiva. And I was suggested Yeshiva Toras Chaim by Rabbi Chesky Schoenfeld. I had a friend that was there. We've been in a few different yeshivas in the tri-state area. We thought it would be a very good fit, which turned out to be, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And with all respect to all the other classes, I think the class of 2000, I think that's who was the best class probably yeshiva ever had and ever will have, because we had a great group of guys. And I think whatever I am, and I can't put my finger on it, but whatever I am, it's because of yeshiva. It's just something that was something, I don't know if it was in the air over there, I don't know what it is, it's hard to say. The kesher with Rabbeim, with the Chaverim, being away from everything in New York, just steiging away, learning Friday nights, learning Thursday nights, it was great. It was a great life-changing experience. I'm very proud to say that for many years actually, I had a charushaf, David Nussbaum, when I lived in Eretz Yisrael. It was, I think it was like 7:30 in the morning my time.
Mazel tov to my Chosh v'Talmid, Rabbi Akir, as Rebbitzin, upon receiving this Chosh of honor of Alumnus of the Year. I have very fond memories of Yakir when he was in my shir, and later, when he was learning in Eretz Yisrael, we kept up our kesher. We learned together Mesilas Yesharim and Chovos Lavavis. It was a wonderful experience. Chazal say, "Harizabol Lamed v'nim Solamed." Mistama Yakir feels that I kept up my kesher with him in Eretz Yisrael in my capacity of his Rebbe. However, he should know, we should all know, that he was the Rebbe and I was the Talmud. The ongoing chizuk I was makabel during those years when he was in Eretz Yisrael is immeasurable. The amunah pshut and chazokim they displayed during those years in Eretz Yisrael is a Musa sefer unto itself. I am proud and honored that Yakir refers to me as his Rebbe. Im Yasa Hashem, they should go, continue to go, Michael L'choyim, and the Rebbeinu Shel Olam will be mashpi upon them Yitzhara Toiv, a shefa bracha, hatzlacha, and nachas. Thank you.
I want to take the opportunity to say thank you for bringing me into the yeshiva family and building anything that I have. It's really all from the Mesiras Nefesh, from the Rebbeim, led by the Rosh Yeshiva, and I want to give all the Anhala a bracha. I may have asked him to continue doing the Heliga work that you're doing. Thank you very, very much.
Rabbi Yakir, please come forward to accept your award.
Move over a little bit.
Zaidi Amami are the worthy recipients of tonight's award of Toras Chaim. It's a well-deserved honor. Their focus are truly on all their grandchildren. Each one are real role models for all of us as parents and Emetz Shem grandparents to learn from. They should have much nachas from all their grandchildren, all their children, so as they so richly deserve.
It's very special that my grandparents are being honored by Yeshiva. It's very special to have grandparents that live right next to me and will be willing to do anything for me, and always to just like live right near me and to have like access whenever I want to go over to their house. I love it a lot.
Tonight, Yeshiva decided to honor Zaidi Amami with the Toras Chaim Award. This award is not only the Toras Chaim for the accomplishments of their grandchildren in the Yeshiva, but it's also a personal award as well. Baruch Hashem, Zaidi and Mami have seen their grandchildren steig in Yeshiva and be successful in Yeshiva, and they're truly an adornment to the crown of the Toras Chaim. This award is a personal award as well, because a few years ago when we were thinking, the idea of Denver came up. I grew up in Brooklyn, my wife grew up in Rockaway, we both lived in Lakewood, and Denver was definitely not on the radar. And obviously we spoke to our Rebbeim, and we decided this might be the right place for us to continue. And that we were nervous to present it to our parents. My wife being the youngest of 7, leaving the close-knit family connection, always getting together for Simchas Baruch Hashem for many different occasions, and for moving out to Denver we were sure we would meet a lot of opposition from Zaidi and Mami, but they were so encouraging. They felt that this was the right thing for us to do. They felt that this was an opportunity for us to grow, and even though, and I'm sure and I know it was very, very hard for them to see Dina leave, but nevertheless, they did it with a smile, and whatever it took for her to be successful and for us to be successful is really, was a total self-sacrifice. I just wanted to give Zaydi Mami bracha that at Meivas from Shana Gesundheit, you should only continue to travel with simchas as you go from one simcha to the next simcha, from all of the families, and you should just continue adding jewels to this atar that you both created for yourselves. Truly, atar is a Canaan b'nei Vani.
If we can ask Rabbi Bronstein to please come up and afterwards say a few words.
Say a few words, yeah? A little light. Yeshiva Rosh Yeshiva, Ramim, administrators, the Yeshiva, all the wonderful honorees and guests that we have here tonight. We've come together, l'chvod ha'Torah, v'loimdeha, u'marbitzeha, v'tomcheha. The Rebbetzin and myself were honored to be offered the kibud of Grandparents of the Year. And we graciously accepted for two reasons. The first being Hakoras HaTov. We are very grateful for what our grandchildren have accomplished over the last 4 years here in the Mesivta and the Beis Medrash. They have developed into true B'nai Torah with all of the Hasmada and Avas Torah and Midas and Dveikus B'Rabbeim, all of which they do have to the fullest extent they've accomplished here in Toras Chaim of Denver. And we also makir tov that our children, as you've seen on the video, Reb Naftali Zeidenfeld, Ms. Rebbetzin Dina, have been given the opportunity to become Marbitzei Torah of the highest caliber. Here as 12th, Naftali as 12th grade Rebbe, and now also as Menahel of the Mesivta. And for our grandchildren, Reb Yaakov Esti Orloff, who has had an unbelievable year as a 9th grade Rebbe, and as proof, the registration for the incoming year has doubled over the registration for last year. Kein Yirbu. And I take this opportunity to publicly give Shevach V'Hodah to HaKadosh Baruch Hu for all of our children and their achievements, and our grandchildren from coast to coast, north and south, east and west, from LA to California, in California to Midwest, to Eretz Yisrael, were involved in the Olam HaTorah as Menalim, Rebbeim, Koilolite, Marbitzei Torah, Tomchei Torah. We were zeicher to see tremendous nachas. The Eibishter has been very good to us. The Chesed Elyon have granted us this wonderful family. And for this I say here publicly, Hoyel Hashem ki toiv, ki loylam chazdoi. There's a second reason that moved us to accept this kibbud and are happy to be part of this dinner and journal. We have been privileged to see firsthand the Mesivta and Beis Medrash in action. We've seen what's happening in Denver. And we are glad to report this and publicize the fact that the yeshiva is definitely a Shlav Aleph Mokim Torah, with shiurim on the highest level, learning with Hasmoda, the Bachim steiging, and enjoying the new dorm and the new building. The Rebbeim are ibegegeben 24/7, and their Rebbetzins. And the Rosh Yeshiva here at the helm, Talmidei Chacham Gedolim B'Torah, leading this whole resurgence that is taking place in the yeshiva. There's only one problem. Denver being a mile high in the Rockies puts the yeshiva a little bit out of the loop. As some of you may have seen in a letter that was sent out by my Rebbetzin, Yeshiva, I quote, Yeshiva Toras Chaim of Denver is the best kept secret in the yeshiva world. And the yeshiva is not visited by too many people of the Torah community during the year. Therefore, we felt that by accepting this honor, we would have the opportunity to spread the word. Let it be known that Yeshiva Toras Chaim of Denver is a top-of-the-line yeshiva, experiencing a new growth spurt in Ruchnius and Gashmius in a beautiful city. And B'siyata D'Shmaya will soon be filling all of its seats in the Beis HaMedrash and beds in the dormitory with wonderful Bachrim who are seeking a Mokum Torah away from it all. Not in all, there's a deli on the east side of town, there's a pizza shop also, all is the other side of town. But basically, away from it all, it's a Mokum Torah where a Bocha can truly steig away from all the things that are going around outside in the outside world today. I would like to thank all of our family and friends for coming tonight, to join the Rebbetzin and myself, and all the other honorees, to give cover to the Rosh Yeshiva and Ramim, and this very, very special Mokum Torah. Thank you.
We will now bench, followed by dessert in the room that the reception was in down the hall. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope you had a wonderful evening. Meyer will be after benching.